What's up, everybody? Welcome. It's Had Nation Podcast. We're back. We're ready. It's going to be a fun one. I got my main man, Big D Dallas here. How you feeling, Dallas?
I'm feeling pretty great, my man. I'm feeling pretty great.
That's good, man. We had a hell of a week last week. We appreciate all the support from everybody. Thanks again for liking, following. Please continue to do that. Subscribe.
Much love, much love.
Yes, much love. We got a lot of stuff about to come your way. We can't have a chance here again today. We were definitely going to try to get one out this weekend. We got a lot of stuff come up. Don't really want to talk about too much about what happened. But it was a wild weekend. I mean, had a lot of good games come on Thursday for Thanksgiving games. We made our picks last week. I mean, Dal, how do you think we did with the picks last week? You think we did pretty good?
From what I'm looking at, it looks like we kind of knocked it out of the park. You know, I was a little up under what we were doing. You did a little better, but we both did great. So maybe people will start listening to what we've got to say.
Hey, maybe we know what we're talking about. Who knows? I guess we have to keep listening and figure it out. Let's do a little recap about who we picked last week. Kind of talk about our record and stuff like that. Who our upset was, who our lock-in was. Right now, I think I got Dow at 4-2 with the picks he had last week. I know you lost your big lock-in game, which was my upset game. I picked the Dolphins to upset the Eagles, and you picked the Eagles to lock in to beat the Dolphins. So I mean, that was a good pick by me. I mean, I wasn't surprised. I'm very surprised about them being able to beat the Eagles like that. But
how about Fitz Magic, man?
How about
that
dude?
Hell
of a game.
Dude, Devontae Parker, by the way,
Devontae
those
Parker's
guys.
an animal.
Woo!
Animal.
That was a little ridiculous.
I mean, for Fitzmagic to come out and throw an interception on the first play and then come out and play like he did after that was crazy.
It was a little classic Fitzmagic, man.
It really is.
Man, that dude right there, man, whenever he's fighting for those extra yards, dude, I've never seen somebody look so mean and so determined in my life. Dude looks awesome when he's trying to do this shit. And he's really good at it, man. This dude can just pull magic out of the hat, dude. I don't know what it is. Probably goes with the nickname. But
yeah, I guess you're right.
You got that one. I kind of failed pretty hard, and you know what?
Hey,
I'm
well,
cool
you bounced right back.
I'm cool with it. Hey, I did bounce back. We can get to the next upset of the week that we picked. Just so happened to make a little statement last week that I thought the Houston Texans were going to take down the Patriots. And Jason, I think that's what happened.
That's definitely what happened. That was a hell of a pick. I mean, like you said in the last podcast, Tom Brady has said multiple times his offense, he's not happy with the offense. I saw something on ESPN today, I think it was about Trubisky. For the first 12 games of the season, he has a better completion rating than Tom Brady does right now.
Woo-hoo!
Yeah, that's horrible, bro.
True trash Trubisky.
Yes.
But also last week, he threw 3 touchdowns.
He did. He had a good game. He won the game
crazy.
you picked Chicago to beat. Who were they playing?
They were playing the old Lions.
Yeah.
The old Lions dome there, and old Trubisky somehow pulled it through. I was thinking more defense game. There was a little interception at the end. I didn't get the first little, pick six thing right. But old Trubisky surprised me, right. And we didn't even know that old Driscoll wasn't even going to play in that one.
No, we did say he was questionable, but we didn't think he was actually not going to play. I mean, that was a big surprise when I woke up on Thanksgiving to see that he wasn't going to play that game. But, I mean, I'll tell you what, it's still a pretty good game to watch. Every game on Thanksgiving was fun to watch.
And the old backup for him, man, he lit it up. Bosh or Gosh, whatever his name was.
Whatever he can.
Bosh, Gosh, cooks it like I cooks it, bish. I cooks it. So, he was killing it, though, man. He was slinging it around. Galladay and Marvin Jones are very fantasy relevant again, like always. And Scarborough did his old 80-yard thing with 20 carries, over 20 carries again. So didn't drop the ball this time. Good job, Bo. Good job.
He did hold on to the ball. I mean, that was a good game. They didn't come up with a win at the end of the day, but they damn sure had a good game with the third string quarterback out there. You can't really ask for much more. But it's a really good Bears defense.
Moving on from that one, speaking of the ones I picked, right, so I also picked Dallas to win at home, and your Buffalo Bills, nobody rubs the wagons like the Buffalo Bills.
That's
and
right.
They came in there.
They came in there and they did what they had to do. They won that game. Josh Allen, shout out to him, had a hell of a game. Played fantastic out there against freaking Dallas. I mean, it just opens up the question like we talked about last week. How long does Jason Garrett have left as a coach, honestly.
I'm telling you, I don't think he's the coach. I think Kellen Moore's back there pulling them strings on his face because he can't make a motion again. Once again, the dude is motionless. This dude needs to take an alcoholic beverage, maybe get laid. I don't know what his problem is.
He needs to get something.
Something needs to happen.
He got to get something. He's scared for his job right now. I know that. But, I mean, yep. That was a good pick. I'm glad Buffalo ended up pulling that game off.
Speaking of which, your lock of the week was the Chiefs over the Raiders,
Yes, it was.
I guess it's pretty easy to say that 30-something to nothing win.
It's a
pretty
good
good lock.
It's a pretty good lock. I mean, honestly, I know I talked a lot about Patrick Mahomes and how he's going to bounce back game. He had a good game, but I'm going to throw this out there and say, what the hell and where the hell did the Kansas City Chiefs defense come from?
I don't know, man.
Because they destroyed it.
Is it the Chiefs defense,
or
is it the Raiders dying off and John Gruden looked like a sad kid on the sidelines all the time?
I tell you what, man, when they go to his face every time, he has the best facial expressions in football league.
It's amazing.
It's amazing. It's hilarious.
Amazing. You ever seen that one commercial back in the day? It was like a Milwaukee commercial. Anyways,
Milwaukee's best.
Milwaukee's best. I think it's actually Miller Lite. It was a Miller Lite commercial, and it was the little sour face thing where the guy looks like he just ate like shit.
Yeah, I mean, his face looks crazy, man. But, I mean, he's a hell of a coach, though. I mean, a lot of people thought he was going to do a lot better than he did. I mean, I know they had a lot of things happen to the team with Antonio Brown pulling all them strings, messing up the team there. With a couple of injuries to a couple of people. They
were looking good for
a
little
while.
Good.
They won like 4 in a row.
I was almost going to ride that train for a little while. I'm like, okay, John, I see you, buddy. But that train stopped really quickly and ran out of coal or whatever it is they run off these days,
I think they're just getting ready for Las Vegas. That's all they're kind of getting ready for.
I think so.
Which I can't blame them. But let's move on from that. We also talked about the big game last week, them 49ers and the Baltimore Ravens. I mean, that was a hell of a game to watch.
Oh, man.
If you didn't watch it, you missed out big time.
It's a monsoon out there.
Yeah, freaking monsoon, pouring down rain, but both teams still performed. Both teams put up a hell of a game for people to watch. I mean, you can't be upset about it at all. I mean, shout out to the Baltimore Ravens coming up to win that game. Both teams played fantastic.
Justin Tucker out there, man.
Coming out to hit that game-winning field goal, that was clutch. The dude's been killing it. He's been doing that for years, though. I mean, Justin Tucker's so sure with his leg. I mean, he's an amazing kicker. But that was a big kick he made, and at the end of the day, Baltimore won the game. And you got to give them props. They both played hella football. 49ers, I think, played a good game.
For the most part, for them, let's be real, though. Besides that Deebo Samuel save on the goal line touchdown that old Jimmy just threw up in the old water run. Yeah, besides that, man, I think Baltimore's kind of exposing a little bit of their weakness. They can run the ball.
They can.
But I don't know if Jimmy can throw it if there's a slightly good secondary back there. But that'll come up in the weeks to come. We'll see how that goes a little better when he goes against the Saints next week.
Yeah, we'll talk about it later on for sure. We've got a lot of good games coming up this week in football. But, I mean, it's like I said, it's a big week for fantasy football as well. Hopefully a lot of people that need to win this week got it. Hopefully you're making the playoffs. If you're not, I hate it for you. It's always next year. But we're going to hit you with a couple new games coming up. We got the big Thursday night game. We got the 6-6 Dallas Cowboys at the Chicago Bears, who are 6-6 as well. Big playoff game here. I'm going to let Dow hit you one time with what he thinks about what's going to happen in this game. I mean,
I'm going to say the playoff implications, Chicago's probably falling out, but you are very right as far as Dallas goes. They've got to keep fighting. Philly's got to keep fighting. We're not going to go too hard on this one, but, man,
Who you got winning?
I can't believe what I see, and until Jason Garrett quits acting like a mannequin and like J.C. Penney's over there on the sidelines, I'm going to take the Chicago Bears again. They didn't tell me last week. Hey. Maybe Trubisky will accidentally throw 3 touchdowns again.
He might, man. He might. I'm going to go opposite. I'm not a big Dallas person. I'm not a big Dallas believer at all, but I really think Dallas has to win this game. They got to bounce back. I know it's on the road. I know it's in Chicago. Weather could have a big factor on it, but I think Dallas is going to bring it. I think Dallas is going to win that game. That's all I'm going to pick. So
all right.
We'll just go with that. Jumping off from there, we got a couple big games coming up Sunday. I mean, we got the Baltimore Ravens at the Buffalo Bills. That's going to be a hell of a game. I mean, honestly, that could be a toss-up. Depends on how the weather's going to be. I know we do a segment where we do a lock it in and we do an upset. I'm not going to throw it out there. My upset of the week is going to be Buffalo.
Woo!
I mean, I really think it's going to happen.
Woo!
Josh Allen's been killing it. I think Baltimore got a little exposed last week with the 49ers defense. I know it was raining a lot, but I really think Buffalo at home, depending on how bad the weather is gonna win that game. I really do. So
I think you're feeding in and you're buying in a lot into this Bills Mafia thing. And I like that a lot. I'm really not going to lie. I love that fan base. Those guys are pretty effing crazy. I'm really not going to lie. These guys get shit wild out there busting through damn tables, jumping off of anything that's taller than 10 foot, easily falling. And sometimes, most of the time, because of how badass they are, it's like 7 foot of snow also. So probably not a hard fall. I think that if we're going to go ahead and pick this one, I like that. I like your ball set on that one. I'm going to have to take Baltimore because I'm going to have to run the Lamar train until he lets me down. You know,
it's a tough pick for me. I don't blame you.
If it's snowing up there, I hope he wears the right cleats. That's all I got to say.
I'm sure he will, man. It's going to be a hell of a game. I can't wait to watch it. But that is my upset of the week. I got Buffalo over Baltimore. Jumping on from that one, we also have a big game with the 49ers going to the New Orleans Saints. 49ers coming off a big loss last week to the Baltimore Ravens. I mean, they're going into New Orleans. All know it's a hostile environment to play in. I mean, what you think about that game, Dal? You think it's going to win that one?
Man, that's going to be a drag-out burnout. I'm kind of wondering if there's going to be a little bit of a layover for the 49ers from this last monsoon tough guy football game they actually had to play. There's not a lot of real tough guy football games anymore. That was one. It was awesome. I think that in the Dome, you've got voodoo everywhere. There might be witches outside the stadium and shit. You don't really know. I got to take Drew and the Kamara train with Michael Thomas being the number one receiver in the league right now. I mean, they're really doing things, and that defense has been a top 10 defense, I believe, all year. Man, I don't want to go against the 49ers, but
I feel you. I respect that pick a lot.
I got to take Drew in this one.
But, I mean, it does look like we're going to be going against each other again because I really think the 49ers are going to come into New Orleans. They're going to win this game. I got a lot of respect for Drew Brees. I got a lot of respect for Alvin Kamara. Of course, Michael Thomas has been killing it. Had a little bad game last week. He should bounce back, but Alvin Kamara just hadn't looked himself to me. I mean, they don't have all the weapons yet, I don't think. I think the 49ers defense is going to hold them to a low-scoring game. Hopefully Jimmy G can get his shit together. We never know, but I honestly think the 49ers are going to bounce back from losing to Baltimore and win this game. Okay. That's just my pick. I know a couple other games we got coming up. We also have the Kansas City Chiefs going to New England.
Well,
I mean that's gonna be a hell of a game right there. Last year was a barn burner. Hell of a game last year they played.
It really was. The way Patty went up to Foxborough and did what he did, it's crazy. And the fact that he has to play there again, I really don't understand that. But
blows my mind.
You know, whatever. And
keep on deflating the footballs.
I tell you what, dude, that kid's special. I think he pulls it off this time just because of what Brady did to him last time. Didn't they play in the playoffs too? Didn't they? Did they lose them in the playoffs? I might be wrong about that. Don't quote me on that. But anyways, I just think, man, I don't think this kid's gonna let the old man Rivers beat him again. And by Rivers, I mean, you know, the guy, Tom Brady.
Tom Brady.
He's got 6 shiny things on his fingers, but I think Patty's gonna take this one. So yeah, I'm gonna take the Chiefs. It's not my upset of the week, but it's close.
Hey, I'm with you 100% on that. I think Patrick Mahomes is, like I said, bounced back last week, had a good game. You saw he could run the ball. He ran the ball, got a rushing touchdown. Dude's bouncing back. Their defense is looking better every week. Like we said earlier, New England's offense it's not up to par this year. They don't have any huge weapons at any position on the ball.
There's some problems over
Tom Brady's getting older every second of the day.
You see their problems with the running quarterback. So.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm with you on that 100%. I think Kansas City is going to go to New England and beat them. Hopefully it won't be 7 inches of snow, but you never know. We also got a big game that Sunday night with Seattle going to the Los Angeles Rams, the LA Rams. So that's another good game. Seattle, I think we got them on TV right now. They're playing a hell of a game right now against Minnesota. Dow's got to have a bunch of people show up in this game to make his playoffs in fantasy football.
So just to let everyone know out there, if I win my game tonight in one of my main leagues, I go to the playoffs. If I lose, I'm out. I had Dalvin Cook. I had Russell Wilson. I had Mr. Hollister, tight end for the old Seahawks.
How much were you down by?
I was down by 50. It's a PBR. I was down 110 to 60 at this point right now. After that 60-yard touchdown to Moore, I believe I'm down right now about 110 to 91. It's right in that area. Dalvin Cook has went down. He's out. So I'm over here about, almost sweating. We'll see what happens. I'm not going to try to let that bleed into me right now because I've got other stuff going on.
That's right. The man's holding it together. A lot of big things that he's trying to get happen right now. Keep your fingers crossed for old Big D here. Hopefully he can make the playoffs. But back to that game. Seattle going to Los Angeles. I mean, the Rams. I mean, they had a pulse on offense last week. They looked pretty good on offense.
They looked really good, and I'm going to say this right now. I'm going to go ahead and call it. So here is my upset of the week.
Who you taking?
I'm going to take the Rams at home beating the Seahawks. I feel like Sean McVay is just waiting on another game for him to be like, hey, guys, we're still the Rams, I promise. And I think what they did last week against the Cardinals, it was a great win. It was a blowout, but it wasn't against a decent team or a good team. I think he needs to do this one. He's going to have some kind of scheme on offense. Most of his weapons are back. He's ready to roll. Let's see what he can put out there. I'm going to take this as my upset of the week for sure.
Hey, I like it, man. It's going to be a good game. Like I said, the Rams looked a lot better last week. They looked a lot better. But I'm watching the Seahawks game. We've been watching it all night. I mean, they've been playing great football lately. Russell Wilson's been killing it. Hopefully Chris Carson doesn't have too much of a bad injury and he can bounce back and have a good week. I think Seahawks are going to come into Los Angeles. I think they're going to beat them. I think they're actually going to beat them pretty heftily. I don't have any faith in the Rams this year at all. That's just my opinion.
I can understand that.
I mean, they looked fantastic last year until they got the Super Bowl and they forgot what offense was. So, I mean, I think Seattle's going to win that game. So that's who I'm going to pick. I know we talked about earlier how Chance couldn't make it tonight. He did send us his picks for these couple big games we had come up. So I want to throw them in there real quick so everybody knows who Chance thinks is going to win. He said that he was picking Baltimore to beat the Saints. He's also picking
the Bills.
Huh?
Baltimore to beat the Bills.
Oh, the Bills. I'm sorry. Baltimore to beat the Bills. And he's also picking the Saints to beat the 49ers. And he's also got the Patriots beating Kansas City. And it looks like he went with Seahawks to beat Los Angeles Rams as well. He also gave us his upset of the week. Chance's upset of the week is going to be the Cardinals over the Steelers. I know the Steelers have been playing good football lately with their backup 47th string quarterback. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, he's pretty close.
It's pretty close.
Old Duck, that's a good guy.
And the Cardinals just got destroyed last week. So, I mean, that's a hell of an upset. If that happens, that's a good pick by Gordy right there, man. That's a good pick. That could be a hell of an upset pick, honestly. He sent us his lock-in pick of the week. I know we hadn't done ours yet, but we're going to throw his in there. Who did he pick? He picked Green Bay to beat Washington. I mean, Washington looked pretty good last week as well, beating the Jets. They ran the ball really good.
Darius Geis peeking his head out.
And 85-year-old Peterson. I mean, he had good runs.
He said, hey, remember me? I was that guy from LSU 2 years ago.
Exactly. I mean, that was a good game. I mean, they came out and they showed out. But he is picking Green Bay to beat them. I think that's a good lock-in pick as well. But we just want to throw that out there and get Chance's picks in so everybody knows. He will be in the next podcast. I promise you. If not, we're going to drag him here and get him in. So, shout out to old Gordy. That's his picks. We also want to talk about the big Monday night football game coming up. It's not a huge game. It's a big game for Philadelphia. The Giants are already out of the playoffs. But, I mean, Dow, you think Philadelphia's going to pull it out and finally learn how to win a game? Or you think they're going to give the whole division to Dallas?
They did burn me last week. Because I picked them to be my lock of the week over the Dolphins. And then Ryan Fitzmagic for sure came around and was like, no, wait, I'm going to do some awesome stuff. But I'm going to have to take old Carson Wentz because I think they tried to trade him to Canadian Football League, like I said last week, and they didn't get the right offers yet, so still in talks with them.
That's right.
So he's going to play again for the Eagles this week. You might see a lot more of Miles Sanders if Josh Howard doesn't get back out there again. I don't think the Giants can really put a game plan together fully, defensively and offensively. I hope I'm right this time, but yeah, I'm going to take Philadelphia to win that thing. Shout out, big game probably going to come from Miles Sanders.
Okay.
Yeah, Alshon Jeffrey's going to take some pressure off of him on the outside, and also both of those great tight ends if Zach Ertz is not hurt again. So
yeah, I'm with you 100% on that game as well. I think Philadelphia's going to come out. They're going to have to win this game. They can't if Dallas wins and they lose again, that's pretty much over with for them. So they have to come in. They got to win this game. I'm with you on that 100%. I think Philadelphia's going to have a big game. I think Carson Wentz, he had an okay game last week. He had a decent game. Yeah. Threw the ball well. They scored some points. I mean, it's just Miami. It was a shootout.
It was the Dolphins.
Philadelphia's defense definitely needs to step up. And, I mean, Giants haven't shown me anything this year. Saquon hasn't done anything. I know he's been a little banged up. But I think Philadelphia's going to win that game. So I'm with you on that 100% of the way.
Gotcha.
Let's go and hit it with our lock-in. So I know we got Gordy's out of the way. Who you got for your lock-in pick of the week there, Dallas?
My lock of the week is actually going to be I'm going to take the Vikings over the Lions. The Vikings are at home there, and man, these guys are on a run.
As you say that, I think he just threw an interception, Kirk Cousins.
We are watching the game right now, and Dalvin might be out. So when I picked this earlier, Dalvin Cook was healthy and still getting me fantasy points, and now
Gotta get back at it.
I am close to shitting my pants. So what we're going to say now is I'm still going to take Minnesota as my lock of the week over them because I think it's going to happen. I don't have to explain why. I think you know why. If Bosh Gosh has another great game, then who knows? But I'm thinking Minnesota lock of the week.
Hey, I'm with you on that one, man. That's a good lock-in of the week. My lock-in of the week, I'm going to throw it out there. I think the Browns are going to bounce back, and I think they're going to beat Cincinnati. I know Cincinnati finally got their first win. So shout out to them.
Nice.
It's a good win for them, but I think Cleveland, I mean, with so many weapons on offense,
they let Andy Dalton play again.
I mean, yeah, they did. They should have never sat him in the first place.
He might have 2 wins.
He might. I definitely think Cincinnati has a shot to beat Cleveland, but I mean, they have so many weapons on offense, man. They shouldn't have as many losses they have now. They beat Baltimore, for heaven's sakes. How do you beat Baltimore and lose the teams you lost to?
It's crazy.
It blows my mind.
Here's another crazy thing. When it comes to the Redskins, the Falcons, the Dolphins, the Jets, all these teams that we're talking about, obviously the Bengals, who's playing the game of, do I want to look cool at the end of the season or do I want that first-round pick? I mean, what are they doing? I get
that's tough,
player
man.
young guys, get them some time, but at the same time, like the Bengals were surefire first-round pick.
Oh, yeah.
And now they're already balancing with the Falcons because of how great they are all year. It's just, I don't know. I mean,
that's a good question, man. We'll definitely have to talk about that more as the podcast come along.
I don't think you ever tank, but at the same time.
I don't think you can tank. No, I don't think you can.
Yeah, you're right.
But I mean, hell, if I put myself in the GM shoes and I knew I could get the first overall pick next year, I wouldn't mind giving up a game or two. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I know that's right. Yeah,
but I mean,
especially if it's not looking good, don't want nobody hurt either.
I mean, you pay all these people so much money, they say you want to go out there and you want to win games. So
that's right.
I guess that's just how it goes, man. That's NFL football for you. I tell you that.
That's right.
I tell you what. But I mean, that's our big games that are coming up for the NFL this week. I'm gonna hit down with Look 7 we came up with earlier. It's called Rapid Fire NFL Picks. I'm going to just go through all the games real quick. Let Dow go. Who he picks is going to win. We're going to go through it real fast. It's not going to take too long. So we're going to start off. We got Carolina at Atlanta. Who you got, Dow?
Kyle Allen's struggling. I'm going to take Atlanta at home in that one. Maybe they bounce back from these last 2 weird games.
I like that. I got Carolina in that. We're going to go with the Baltimore versus Buffalo. Who you got in that one? I know we talked about that already, but
I'm going to take old Baltimore and Lamar until that thing's over, baby.
Don't blame you on that. We also got Cincinnati versus Cleveland. Who you got on that one?
I'm actually going to take Andy Dalton and the old Bengals again because I think Baker and them are something's not right, and
it don't seem right.
Something's wrong with that finger. I'm not sure if it's if he's hurt or not. So
I don't know. We'll see. I got Cleveland in that. Like it's my lock-in of the week. Next game we got coming up, we got Washington at Green Bay. Who you got winning that game?
I'm going to say Green Bay, but I'm going to say that Washington fights them kind of hard. I don't think it's going to be closer than what people think, but Green Bay is going to win.
I definitely think it will be too. Shout out to Darius Guys. I think he's going to have another big game. Go ahead and lock it in for another 100-yard rushing game, multiple touchdowns. You heard it here first. I'm going to also go with Green Bay on that game, though. I think Green Bay is going to win. Now let's hit it with the next one. Detroit at Minnesota. I know that's your lock-in pick, so we don't really have to go to that one. I'm with you on that 100%. I think Minnesota's going to win that game.
Gotcha.
I know we talked about this big game also already. San Francisco at New Orleans.
I took New Orleans.
I took San Francisco. Let's see. The next game we got coming up, we got Miami at the New York Jets. Who you got winning that one?
Whew, that's actually
a tough one, man.
And that's the tough. That's like
they almost beat them a couple weeks ago.
The better quarterback is definitely Fitzmagic.
Definitely. I'm with you.
The better receiver in this game is definitely Devontae Parker.
I'm with you 100% on that one.
The better team all around is the Jets. They have a way better defense, I feel like, all around. They got some veteran leadership over there. I don't think they're going to let them lose at home. Le'Veon's obviously there. You got some Crowder, all that stuff. So, man, I got to take the Jets in this one. But Fitzmagic. I got to say Fitzmagic. Jets, but Fitzmagic.
I'm with you on that. I mean, I want to go back with Miami again to win the game, but I think the Jets are going to bounce back. I think the Jets are going to win that game. So I got the Jets as well. Let's see. With the next one coming up, we got the Indianapolis Colts at Tampa Bay. Who you got winning that one, Dal?
Man, Jacoby is one of my dude. I like that guy. Dude's got grit. He's a good quarterback. He's a good dude from what I know, from what I've heard.
It's a hell of a replacement for old.
But I'm going to take Winston, Mr. Jameis Winston. Dude needs contact. Man,
INT Winston.
This dude can throw 3 interceptions and throw 5 touchdowns in the same game. It's ridiculous. It's crazy. It's not orthodox, but what he does, I think he's going to get it done, man. Not to mention the fact they're at home. Man, I think he gets it done in front of the home crowd.
Hey, I got you on that. I don't blame you picking them, but I'm going to go with Indianapolis Colts. Like I said, they're playing good football right now. I know
they've got a good defense too. So,
but he might bounce back this week. So
the Colts.
We'll see. Yeah, they got a great defense. So I'm going to go with the Colts. The next game we got coming up, we got the Denver Broncos coming off a big win last week, and the Houston Texans coming off a big win. Who you got winning that game?
Man, shout out to Drew Lock getting that first win last week. Cortland Sutton throwing and catching some prayers out there.
Brandon McManus is killing the foot.
I think
that left and right.
I think Deshaun Watson's going to ride the train, keep going. Obviously, though, at home, look what he just did to the Patriots. Drew Lock isn't Tom Brady. I think he's going to dominate him. Drew Lock might have a decent game, but I'm going to give this one to the Texans for sure.
Hey,
that defense looked pretty badass with the SWAT team last week. Little linebackers.
I got you, man. I'm with you on that one as well. I think Houston's going to win that game. It's going to be a good game, though, I think. Don't expect it to be a 3-point game again. I got Houston as well. Next game we got coming up, we got the Chargers at the Jacksonville Jaguars. This could be the shittiest game of the week. If you don't watch it, I don't blame you. Now, who you got winning this barn burner?
I might concur here because if Nick Foles is on the bench, Minshew Mania is back.
It is back. You're right.
And it might be something I want to watch, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you, Minshew's playing, I'm taking Jacksonville. Woo! Phillip Rivers might throw more interceptions and touchdowns. As a matter of fact, another little upset little lock of a little thing that I want to say out there right now.
Throw it out there.
Phillip Rivers will throw more interceptions in this game than touchdowns.
Okay, there you go. You heard it here first.
Lock that in.
Lock it in. I'm going to go on the opposite end of that. I'm going to go with Phillip Rivers, and I think Los Angeles is going to bounce back. I feel like they got a good team, man. I really do.
The weapons are there.
The weapons are there.
Defense is good.
They remind me a lot of the Browns, man. The defense is good. I just don't see any hope in Jacksonville besides DJ Chark. I just think I'm going to have to go with the Chargers on this game. I think the Chargers are going to win. Let's see. The next game we got going on, we got Tennessee Titans at the Oakland Raiders. Who you got winning that one?
Man, these Raiders have been on a slide, like we were saying earlier. John Gruden looks like a weird baby doll. I've got to take the Titans, man. Old Mr. Man, I'm telling you, Ryan Tannehill right now, I think he's 4-1 as a starter for them, and
they're playing good football.
He's been kicking butt. And last week, man, let's just not forget the Colts defense was throwing him around like a rag doll, man. That was horrible. I think they had like over 6-7 sacks. It was crazy.
Yeah, the Colts defense has a good defense, so I'm not surprised about that stat at all. But I'm going to go with you on that one as well. Like we talked about earlier, Oakland just hasn't looked the same in the past couple of weeks. I don't know what's going on. So I'm going to go with the Tennessee Titans as well in this game. Let's see, the next game we already talked about the Kansas City at New England. I think we both went with Kansas City on that one. After that, we got Pittsburgh at Arizona. Who you got winning that game, Dal?
Man, listen here. There's something I want to tell you.
All right, I'm listening.
There was a hunting story one time. This guy named Duck went throwing a ball really, really deep and went hunting for a receiver. And he just so happened to find his hunting partner, Mr. Washington. And they scored a touchdown.
Hey, Washington's been killing it.
Oh, it was a solid play. And I think Duck has got the nuts. And I think he's got the swagger. And I think he wins this game. And he's going to beat them old Kyler Murray Cardinals.
Hey. Pittsburgh's been playing good football lately. The defense has looked phenomenal.
Oh, defense is solid.
Defense is phenomenal. Arizona, they don't know who the hell's going to run the ball there. Shout out to all you David Johnson fantasy football owners. I'm one of them.
Oof, me too.
If I met that guy in person, I'd have to beat him in a mean game of rock, paper, scissors real quick because he's destroyed my fantasy
I don't even
football.
know if it's him or if it's that weird, cool coach they just got from Texas Tech that never won there either. So, whatever.
I don't know what it is, but I'm with you on that. I think Pittsburgh's going to win that game. I think we had Chance. I think that's Chance's upset of the week. So that's going to be a big game for Chance to pull out of his ass if it can happen.
That's true. That's very true. I hear you, sweet.
We hear you. Yeah, we hear your sweet feet. After that, we already hit the Seattle Los Angeles game. You got the Rams. I went with Seattle, and we already cleared up the Monday night matchup in New York and Philly. We both went with Philly.
That's right.
So there you go. That's our little rapid fire NFL picks. We're gonna keep stats of it. Right now, I think Dallas 4-2 from last week. I'm 5-1. We'll keep that stats up and we'll bring it up every week when we get done with it. But let's move on from NFL. Let's go to what matters the most to everybody. If you're in the South, you know what's coming up Saturday. We all know. I'm a biased fan. I'm a Tennessee fan. Shout out to the Vols. We're bowl eligible. We bounced back. We had a hell of a season at the end of the ride.
Man, y'all did a lot of stuff, dude.
We did.
Y'all really came back hard, man, for real.
We did. But if you're in the South, you're from Georgia, you got a huge, huge game coming up Saturday. We got the SEC Championship game coming up. We got them Dogs going to play the LSU Tigers. I'm going to let Dow spit y'all a little information real quick. Let him talk about his game. He loves them dogs, but let's hear what he has to say.
So, if you look in my closet, everything's black, red, gray, white, shades of those colors. I want to say one thing. I'm not going to pick on this game because I just don't, and I'm not going to do that.
You don't want to be in
my
that
dogs.
situation.
I don't do all that stuff, but I'm going to talk a little bit. Jake normally shows up for these games. I know what we've seen lately has not been good.
Amen.
But the dude's got a fire inside of him. I know we haven't seen it lately. But I'll go ahead and, I'll take it. I'll bite my tongue. I'll do whatever. I don't think it's going to be, I'm not going to say he's going to have the games like he did the last 2 times against Alabama because you can't say something like that. You don't know.
You don't. You're right.
But I think the dude's going to show up for this game. I don't know that means he's going to win it. I don't know that means he's going to lose it. I know that he's going to be there. I think he's going to make as least mistakes as possible, and that's going to get him a long ways. I think this defense is going to show up. But overall, what I really want to say is I know that the talent and the way it's went all year, dude, I would look at you and say LSU should whoop our ass. They really should.
Yeah.
I think our defense should hold them for so long, but then the offense, the way we've played so far, you would think the flood's going to come in and eventually Joe Burrow is going to just abominate us.
I can feel you.
But I think that we're going to show up. I think it's going to be a hard-nosed football game. And I think that the Dogs have just as good a shot as they had the last 2 years to win this game.
Definitely.
And they just need to finish.
Hey, I'm definitely with you on that, man. I'm a biased fan, like I said earlier. I love my Vols. I got a lot of Georgia friends and family members out there. I love them all to death. It's going to be a big game for y'all, man. It really is. I know you don't want to pick the winner or loser because that's just not what you do with your own team. But, I've been watching the games with y'all just about every weekend. Offense definitely hasn't looked like it's been up to par. But I tell you what, that defense has been one of the best defenses I've seen on TV all year. Only other defense I can think is even close to how Georgia's been playing this year, maybe Ohio State or Clemson. But, with the talent Georgia has on the defensive side of the ball, I think that y'all can hold LSU to a minimal game. I know they got one of the best offenses in the nation. They've proven it. But I'm telling you, I've watched every game that Georgia has played in these big games the past couple of years with my friends, and I promise you, Georgia has showed up on these games, and they have put everything in there. I don't know if Kirby Smart writes up the best plays he's ever thought of because Fromm plays like he should all year. He plays like a hell of a quarterback. Dude kills it. I know I got a couple of people that might be out for the game for the first half that could come back in the halftime. I think if y'all can hold LSU to 17 points at halftime, Georgia's going to win this game. That's just me saying that. I don't know I'm not going to say who I think is going to win the overall game because I don't really know. We just got to watch it and see because I know how Georgia plays in these big games and they could easily win this game. Georgia's thinking, if you want to do what Georgia fans know you're going to do, Georgia's going to win this game and they're going to go into the playoffs and probably get beat by somebody else. So it's just how Georgia does. They win the big games. They show up in some of them, they don't show up in other ones.
Unfortunately, you're not lying so far. Hopefully, maybe we can rewrite history.
Hey, you might be able to, man. But I know one thing we both want to get out of our chest is that how about them damn Alabama Roll Tide some bitches not making the playoffs? Finally out of it for the first time since the playoffs have been out. I know you got something to say about that, Dal.
That's what I feel like. Every one of those guys and ladies and all those people in Alabama sound like.
You don't like them.
Man, it's crazy. So it's finally cool to be on the side of the tracks where they talk all that crap all the time, and now they have to eat the shit sandwich, man. They have to be on the side of a regular college football fan for the first time and know what it's like to not even make it to the playoffs for the first time.
You're right.
And man, not that I wish bad on anybody ever,
no, definitely.
But at the same time, it does feel a little good to know that the Crimson Tide ain't going to be getting no kind of trophy this year except for whatever bullshit bowl game they go to. So,
I'll tell you,
congratulations, Crimson Tide. You played a hell of a year. Tua is the shit. He really is. He's a really good guy. I hate that he
probably
went down.
Won that game.
If he wouldn't have went down, it would be a whole different situation.
It definitely would.
I hate injuries. Let me make sure I say that. I don't wish
on anybody.
No, sir. That. But yeah, I'm pretty relieved.
Yeah, but like you said, we're both happy. It's finally get to watch Alabama still on the sidelines and watch other teams try to win a championship. I'll give a shout out to any Alabama fan out there, though. If you're a true Alabama fan, I know we know a few of them, very few, but you've had a hell of a ride, and y'all will be back, so don't worry about it. If Tennessee or Georgia or anybody could do what the things y'all have done the past 10 to 12 years, I promise you we'd do it. We'd love to switch roles with you anytime. But y'all didn't make it this year. As of right now, you didn't make it. You never know what the hell's going to happen this weekend.
Yeah.
The committee loves you. Maybe they'll throw you in there just for the hell of it. Who knows?
Yeah.
But as of right now, we don't think you're going to make it. So, hate it for you. We're happy. But we'll move on from that. We got some more big conference championship games coming up this weekend. Let's see. Hey, we got a Friday night matchup. We got the Utah Utes playing them Oregon Ducks. That's a big game right there, man. Utah's talking about trying to get to the playoffs.
And obviously it's not a situation that I really want. If, Georgia loses and they fall out, then Utah would be the first one to get in if they can beat Oregon here. Oregon slipped last week, so
they did.
Man,
you got winning that game.
I'm going to take Oregon.
You going to go Oregon?
Oh, I'm taking Oregon. I think they love nothing more than to squash their hopes. Oh, well, Pac-12 don't get in. Yeah, they ain't getting in. They don't care. So.
Hey, I'm just happy it's a game on Friday. It's going to be a hell of a game to watch. I'm going to go on the other side of the football here. I think Utah's going to win this game. They got a lot riding on this game. If they can pull this game off, they're just going to be watching the TV all day Saturday to see if Georgia can somehow lose to LSU.
That's very true.
So I think Utah's definitely going to come in. I think they're going to give it all. I think they're going to beat Oregon. Oregon's a really good team, but I think Utah's got a lot of good components on each side of the ball. So that's going to be a good game. I'm going to go with Utah. So that's what I got. I got Utah. You got Oregon. So we got some more big games coming up. We got the number 9 Baylor going to play. Well, they're not going to play, but playing against the number 7 Oklahoma Sooners. That's a big game right there, too. One of them could possibly get back into the playoffs. You never know.
Man, remember this last game. Baylor was blowing them out, and then, Oklahoma came back like a steam
train.
Jalen
Hurts came back and started killing them.
Won in the end. Man, it's hard to pick this. I don't know if it was Oklahoma just found it and Baylor lost it, or if Baylor had it the whole time and then they lost it. So, man, I'm going to take Baylor. I'm going to take Baylor in this game. I want to go against the grain. I'm going to take Baylor.
Hey, I like it. I like that pick a lot. I've seen a lot of good things out of Jalen Hurts this year. Man's got Heisman written all over his face. I know he's competing against a bunch of other good players out there, but that man's been killing it. I'm going to go with Oklahoma to win that game. I'm going to go with the Sooners, so that's what I'm going to pick. You got Baylor, I got Oklahoma. We already talked about the Georgia-LSU game. The big game, I'm sure every Georgia fan, every other fan of the college football playoff hopes is going to be watching is that Ohio State versus Wisconsin game. Now, Dad, before I ask you who you think is going to win this game, let me ask you one other thing. Do you think if Ohio State even loses this game, do they fall to the college football playoffs?
No. I
don't think so either.
Not a chance.
Unless it's an ass whooping, which I don't see that ever happening. Ohio State's got a good team this year. I think if they lose this game by 10, 14 points, they might fall back to 3.
It's not going to happen, man. They love them too much. I don't have to get into that. Anybody listening to this podcast knows how much this committee, ESPN, any television network loves Ohio State, except for if you're in the South with the SEC network, baby. Let's go. Yeah, anything like that. But, yeah, man, Ohio State in this one, unless Wisconsin just figures out some hell of a scheme, which I feel like if you can put some good pressure on Justin Fields and make him think, you have a lot of a good shot, because I think he's a 50-50 quarterback if you make him think, and
I'm with you.
Especially now, this is his first year really maturing, actually running an offense all the way, and it's a good offense for him. He can throw it around, he can spread it.
They definitely
he can hand it off to Dobbins. Dobbins is a little badass, and yeah, man, Ohio State's too powerful, dude, and I think Chase Young's.
I'm about to say, you got to shout out on Chase Young, man. You got to shout out Chase Young.
Stupid good.
Going to be part of the number 1 overall draft pick next year if them teams know what they're doing. That guy's been killing it. I mean, he's destroying it on the defensive side of the ball. Justin Fields has looked great all year.
Yeah, he has.
I'm with you on that 100%. I think Ohio State's going to come in there. I think they're going to win big. I don't think Wisconsin has the right answers to beat Ohio State. I really don't. So, I'm just going to throw it out there. I think Ohio State's probably going to stay the number 1 seed going to the college football playoffs. So, we both got Ohio State on that one. Not so much of a big game as the rest of them, but we got to talk about it. It's a famous game. Everybody watches it. Even if you say you don't watch it, you damn sure do. Army versus Navy. It's going to be the game on Saturday. Saturday night. Who do you think is going to win that? That's going to be it's always a fun game to watch.
It's going to be a brawl, baby.
It's going to be a fun one to watch.
The armed forces getting at it. I'm going to take Navy in this one, man. I love me some naval guys as far as from the daggum shit. From the service standpoint, man, these guys get out there and get it done.
He tried to get it out.
Shout out for both of them, honestly, man. All special forces, man. We respect you all, man. If it wasn't for y'all, we wouldn't be here doing any of this stuff. So shout out to y'all. But yeah, definitely going to take Navy in this one. I think they're going to kill it. They're probably still running the triple option. And that gets shit done, man. That shit gets shit done.
I can't wait to see your uniform they pull out, man. They always pull out great uniforms in that game. It's always cool. But I'm going to go to the other side of the ball. I think Armor's going to win that game. I really don't know too much about either one of these teams. I haven't watched them at all this year, really. But I'm gonna go with Army to beat Navy. Like he said, we got a lot of respect for the armed forces out there. Thank you for everything you do. Thank you for your service. But he's got Navy. I'm gonna go with Army. That's gonna be a game to watch. I know it's right before the Georgia game, so not too many Georgia fans are gonna be watching that. But you will watch the highlights on ESPN that night. They're gonna talk about it. That's pretty much all the big games we really need to talk about with college football coming up. We hit all the games in the NFL. Talked about all the big games in college football. You got anything else you want to throw out to everybody this week, Dan?
Man, I think we pretty much wrapped it up. Now, everybody, we're gonna buckle in after this thing's over and hope in this next 9 minutes and 30 seconds that Russell Wilson can pull that thing out, if you know what I mean. I need another 10, 15 points from this guy at least. Shout out, maybe Hollister will catch a touchdown by the end of this thing because I really need it. And man, shit's getting down slim here. So
yeah, say a prayer for old Dow. Hopefully, he makes his playoffs. Like I said, hope everybody has a good fantasy football week. Hopefully it ends on a good note for you. I know we got playoffs coming up soon for most teams out there. Fantasy football, if you don't play it, you're missing out. It's fun. It's a great time. It makes you feel like you're actually a coach when you're not. You're not. You have nothing to do with it. It's all luck at the end of the day. But you got to put the right pieces in there and hope to win the game. So shout out to anybody who's making the playoffs in their fantasy football. Dow's got something to say real quick. Let's see what he has to say.
One more thing. We've got to shout out to our sponsor, of course, Ag Pro. If you want to get by Ag Pro, we need you to get by there. We've got one of our best friends, Holden Trout's over there, man. He will hook you up with the best equipment, John Deere related. If you want to get over there and get with him, Ag Pro, you need to go see him.
Go see him, man. Shout out to Holden, man. He actually made the playoffs in our big fantasy football league. So
shout out, bud.
Hey, if I play him, though, hopefully I can beat him. He's got a good team. It's going to be fun to watch. But yeah, shout out to Ag Pro. Shout out to Holden Trout. Much love for him. Other than that, we just really want to run out here and get this podcast done because I'm going out of town this week. Got a big family vacation coming up, so we had to get this done. Hated the chance couldn't be here again. I promise you, he'll be back. We'll get him in here. You'll get to hear what old Sweet Feet, the sweetest feet in the East, has to say. I promise you, it's going to be a good time. We do appreciate everybody listening to us. Please continue to subscribe. If you don't know yet, or if you don't know already, we are up on Spotify now.
Yes.
So you can listen to us. Please follow us on Spotify. And just get ready. We're going to put out at least 1 or 2 podcasts a week. We're going to post this on YouTube as well so people can watch it on there. Let's do it on there.
Please subscribe. Please like. Please follow. We love all you guys that are doing it. And we appreciate the shares. We appreciate every bit of that stuff. And here before too long, after we see everybody coming in, we're going to show a lot of appreciation with a little surprise. So that'll be coming up in the next couple podcasts.
Yeah, we got a big surprise coming up for a lot of people. But other than that, we're also going to be on iTunes coming very soon. We submitted our last podcast to that. It takes a couple of days to go through, but it should be going through any day now. So this one should be on there as well. So if you listen to podcasts on iTunes, tune in. This one should be on there as well as our last one. So like I said, just please keep enjoying it. Like I said, we're doing our best. We're having a great time. We're having a great time down here talking about sports. Like I said, we promise we won't always talk about sports. It's just a big week. It's been a big couple weeks for football. We got to talk about it. We're boys.
We're guys. We're men. Going on, baby. A lot of stuff
going on. We got to get it off our chest. We want to throw it out there to y'all. But like I said, just keep subscribing. Please keep following our Spotify, our YouTube, our iTunes. We're going to throw you the best content we can get. We love all y'all very much. Dow, you got anything else to say?
Go Dogs and Russell Wilson, please, brother.
Please pull it out for old Dow. Keep your fingers crossed for Dow. We're going to head out of here. Hopefully you like this podcast. Please subscribe. Please enjoy. We love y'all, and we're out.
Later.